Tinokuchingamidza pano nemufaro pajera media pachivhitivhiti chisina maside effects patokupai manews updates ezvinhu zvikuitika muzimbabwe. Kana uri munyowani, please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that haujambwe nemanews updates. Muri Zimbabwe kana manews updates akawandisa tinowanzomabatanidza pa1 video kuitira kuti imimi muone maupdates akawanda pa1 video. Saka make sure munoona video rese kusvika rapera kuitira kuti muone news dzese dzatinenge tayanadzo. Murume iya anonzi Bright Murungu atinoziva tese kuti anonzobuda pamavideos nepamaaudios akawanda achitukirira magovernment officials, achitukirira napresident, achisupporta the opposition party and the people who are struggling in Zimbabwe. Akazotaura mashoko iye kuti ndakazozviona ndandakabva rikapesa apa kuti maopposition parties emuzimbabwe angoripo pakucontrola vanhu, pakudzikamisa vanhu. Otherwise vanhu ava they are working with the ZANU-PF. They are working with the ruling party.
You see, in Zimbabwe, basa re-opposition nderekunyaradza vanhu. Ndo basa re-opposition. Opposition nderekunyaradza vanhu. Kana uri mu-opposition ukataura nezve-revolution sezvandinoita inini, unodzingwa, you are suspended, or you are expelled. Handiti. Ndo zvinoitika. Try it. Enda ku-leadership yako kwauri ikoko mu-opposition. Enda unoti no, zve-politics taakusiyana nazvo. Taakuda kuisa vanhu muroad, taakuda kubvisa regime by force. Enda unotaura izvozvo. Mustructure mako, ku-head office kwe-party yako, enda unotaura izvozvo. If you are still a party member after 1 month, uya undiudze.
I think mazinzwira Bright Murungu achitaura maopinion ake pamusoro pemanyisiro ari politics munyika yemuZimbabwe. Right now tine video yatinaro also revanhu kuSouth Africa vachitaura kuti Mnangagwa is a dictator. Mnangagwa is not a president. How can you be a president when half of your people are here in South Africa, half of Zimbabweans are there in South Africa vari kutsvaga raramo ikokoko? Ataura mashoko akawanda muri Zimbabwe. Toda kuplayera video racho maona mamanudze munofungei in the comment section.
And also the government of Zimbabwe is doing nothing to their country, but they put everything to South Africa. And another issue is for the passport. Why the government of Zimbabwe make a passport very expensive, 4.5, 5,000 a passport. Here in South Africa, a passport is plus minus 600 or 500. But if the government of Zimbabwe, they know that their people, they run from their country because there is no human rights, there is no freedom, like what happened in the South Africa. That's why we come here today, and we want to warn the embassy and the government of Zimbabwe that this is just a beginning. More things are coming. When we come here, we need the government of Zimbabwe to make sure that the price for passport become reasonable. Because if you check the price of passport, it makes even life hard for the police here in the South Africa. When somebody commits crime, it is not easy to trace that person. And the country, people blame the police, saying they are not doing their job. But we know who the person caused that. Is the dictator, which is President Mnangagwa. And another issue is that people cross the river in Limpopo, even fighting for the life with the crocodile. But they will first to come to South Africa. On the way, when they come to South Africa, they will first to get into buses without papers. Some of the people, they run on the buses, avoid being searched by South African police. On the way, some of the buses get accident. You know what happened when they get accident? These passengers who get injured, some they organize alternative transport for them, and some on the process, they died without not even examined by doctors and the nurses, which is very painful. And my question is, when President Mnangagwa, when he said he's a president to who? Because half and millions of Zimbabweans, they are here in South Africa. And here in South Africa, we are fighting. We are fighting for jobs among ourselves. Some, they will say, hey, Zimbabweans are taking our jobs. But themselves, they are enjoying luxuries. While ourselves, we are suffering. themselves they can go to overseas to get medical treatment, whereas we are suffering, we don't get anything. And also another issue is the issue of the what you call the Zimra. You see in the border gate of Zimbabwe what they are doing to South Africa. It is unfair because they are collapsing even the currency here in the South Africa. That's why in the South Africa we are grey-listed, money laundering and everything. The Zimra, they take rent, but they don't want people of Zimbabwe to buy groceries here in the South Africa. When they go in the border gate with the groceries, the government of Zimbabwe tells them to say they can charge them double duty, 40%. If I buy maybe fish oil, cooking oil by 50 rand, when you go to the border gate, you can be charged ×2. And we are talking of the domestic workers here and the gardeners who are trying here in South Africa. But when people of Zimbabwe and their vehicle come to South Africa, we don't charge them nothing. They cross the borders with the vehicle without even pay. But when you go to Zimbabwe, a buggy, a sedan, you pay 2,000 for gate pass, and even TIP, even coupons. Even if you have got the insurance here in South Africa, the government of Zimbabwe, they are taking that money. My question is, when you take millions from the motorists, gardeners, and the domestic workers, why can't you build the hospital in Zimbabwe? Because here in South Africa, hospitals are left with Panado. You go to hospital, they will say there is no medicine.
Which is true.
No only medicine left. When you have got headache, you have got diabetic, you have got HIV, they will just give you a Panado. But you are sitting here inside, enjoying.